Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together.
When you wake up the next day, you've got, Hannah tells you, just a couple hours away from the edge of Lightwater. So is there anything you want to do before you set out to...
I'm going through my bag and I pull out Fresno. I'm like, oh yeah, we got a light dude here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's for the party. Yeah. Remember, you've got the spell squirrel and Fresnel are your party-attuned things. Mm-hmm. Hannah advises you to fill up your water skins again as you're heading out, so that you can have 5 days of
I do so upstream of everybody else.
Okay. And then
upstream
Kira?
Because everyone has to pee.
Oh.
It's really important. It's really important to note.
I thought you just thought we were
Kira
filthy in general.
Upstream of where the frog was
I mean,
blended.
she's not wrong.
Umu.
Go ahead and
I
roll
take offense to that.
your stealth checks if you're trying to be stealthy on the rest of the way.
Oh, thank God that was...
Not 20. Not 20.
That's a 3.
Hannah's not great.
Actually, a 4.
I'm glad that I keep getting stuck on the crack, because otherwise it would be a 2.
No, it's a 7, not a 1.
Zavaska's a 6, Umu's a 10.
Okay.
No one sees me.
And what were Aaron and Kira's again?
A 4 with modifiers.
Oh, boy.
I am not used to
16
this
because
terrain.
of the crack. Otherwise, it would have
You
fallen
got your
completely
crack
onto
out?
the...
Just wear a belt.
Also be stealthy. Okay. So this time, most of you are out in a clearing, and the grease wizard is hiding in the shrubbery, and you just come over the top of the ridge, and there's just a couple of bullywugs there. There's just 2 of them
I
who
rolled
are
a 16.
walking along.
But everyone else rolled
Right.
flat.
They haven't necessarily seen all of you yet.
Okay.
But the grease wizard is way hidden inside a shrub. But they do look up the hill where everybody was walking when some of the lower rolls, like that 4 and... What did you have? Did you
It was
have...
a 4 and a 10.
Yeah.
Or 6 and a 10,
Who
sorry.
was the 6?
6 is Zev, 10 was
Okay.
Umu.
So the 2 half-orcs are just, like, laughing about the bullywugs that they've taken care of.
And then I put him in a blender.
And that's
Sure
when
did, buddy.
2 bullywugs holding spears just look up the hill and see all of you there.
Zev points, oh look, more opportunities.
And that's them. So
How many?
2.
Would you like to die in a horrible way or a clean way?
What are you speaking?
Okay, his accent is quickly evolving. I don't even know what this is anymore.
I can't stop like half laughing while I'm talking at this point. I mean, it would
Common.
He knows common and orcish, so pick
Okay.
one.
Are they humanoid?
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely see.
They
Yeah,
see the
right.
party. They don't see you, and maybe they don't see Kira.
Can I roll a intelligence check, something like that, to see what language they speak? Undercommon? Is that
Yeah, probably history.
it's an 11 plus 5, 16.
So far as you know, bullywugs speak their own kind of croaking language, and they're often isolated. Like the 2 tribes that live here probably can't even talk to each other. The greenies and goldies.
Okay.
So you don't get an idea like you could probably talk to them.
Okay.
They see the 2 of you up on the hill, glance over, look back at each other, and start bounding away.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So continue on.
I'm
You
okay
gonna
with this.
Keep going.
Still try to be stealthy. Roll one more stealth check.
That's another 3.
That's a 21.
Man, my rolls
That's
suck
a 24.
today. That's a nat 1 for Umu. And
I got
another
a 23 for him.
another 6 for Zev.
Okay. Again, what did you have?
21.
20-something?
Another 3.
24.
Technically a 4 with
All
modifiers.
right, there's enough passes there with all the ones over 20 that a couple people start to make some noise. Shh. Remember, be cool.
Cool.
Oh, my bad.
And then you make it through the edge of Lightwater to a path that leads out to the east. It's a small tunnel, and Hannah basically says, well, this is the way we need to go if we're going to be heading eventually down below the Crystal Lakes.
When you say small tunnel,
It's not that small.
okay.
Just you've been in a huge cavern right now, so
Oh.
this is like a 25-foot wide tunnel that's cut in. It looks like it's actually pretty well worn, like it might be a road. All right, so you start heading down that pathway.
Yep.
On going.
It's pretty early in this day still. It's maybe like lunchtime, so you eat a little bit along the way.
Have some sausage.
Do I need to roll survival?
Definitely
You
don't have
still have
sausage
sausage.
I like how everyone's just like, no!
You might have frog legs, but you do not have sausage. So you start heading. She says, "This is the road." Umu, you would recognize it. This is about as far as you knew. What you were supposed to get through Lightwater. You were supposed to find this path and just follow it straight to New Spore City. Don't take any of the smaller side paths if that's where you were headed. So that was the directions that you had, pretty much. And this road between Lightwater and New Spore City is a pretty long road, but it's one that isn't touched by the influence of the Underdark yet. The water touched by the Stone of Light from the Temple of the Second Land is to your back. And ahead, Umu, you know that there's a glowing, phosphorescent fungal city, even though you're...
It's gorgeous.
Right. So
I
Umu lets you
forgot
in on
fungal was a word, and I was imagining in my head like Fungle, and I was like, what can that possibly mean?
that. Fungal in the jungle. So
Ugh.
you know that's ahead. And even though you're traveling for most of the time on this road in the inky area between the two lights, in the darkness, the light of your past and your future seems to relegate the shadows to the tunnels on the side of the main path and not into your spirits yet. So you still feel lighthearted. You're still drinking the water, basically, from the light water. So this time in the Underdark doesn't feel like what you've been told that the Underdark is like, basically, yet.
I love this place.
It's basically just like traveling through caves or mines. Dern would have liked it. It's dark, but not corrupted. The journey between...
Darn, remember that. Dark, but not corrupted. Not corrupted.
The journey between
Man, that guy
Lightwater...
sounds like an asshole.
At this point, he is.
He was.
Who's this Dern that keeps coming up in your conversations?
Be cool. Don't talk about it.
Okay. And Henna's kind of up front with Malkovich, who blends into the wall on the side, hopping around.
Can I
up
ride
there
on
with
I keep
Malkovich.
forgetting that
It
Malkovich is
wouldn't be good to
there.
ride.
I keep forgetting that Malkovich is there because he blends in so well. And then when he like moves suddenly or I catch a glimpse of him, I go, ah! Like
Arn is
over and over
consistently
again.
Startled by the squawk. So this...
It's like Tanner when we were filming though. Yeah.
Oh, when he was dressed up in that creepy
Yeah, we kept
makeup?
forgetting he was there and then looking over our shoulders and
he's
seeing.
scared. All right, just a side.
This is
side note.
Amy
When
cut
we were-
here.
Yeah, I was going to say this joke isn't even too in for our audience. It's too in for everybody at the table.
Well, if you go
Just
to
for you,
this
Mike.
is a film about something productions and look up
I'm a person at the table.
Hilford. Yeah, we were filming one of the scenes and he walks up the stairs in full costume and I forgot. I just saw this.
He wasn't
black,
in
like,
the scene we were
monster.
filming.
Yeah, I just saw him like out of the corner of my eye, and it scared me so bad. The camera goes like,
He almost dropped his like
was-
$600
He did
camera.
look creepy.
yeah.
He had on like just a black costume, but like with his face was painted white. Except was it like black around his eyes?
Yeah,
or
black.
something?
It had like a cracked face. I've got
Yeah.
a picture. I'll show you.
It was creepy.
Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
but we can
Back
get
to
back. I'll
Dungeons
show
and
you.
Dragons.
Can we get a light? I'm having a hard time actually
Yeah.
reading the tiny script on my character sheet. Thank you.
And back to D&D.
So
That was fantastic.
So no one told you it was gonna be this way.
So you guys are singing in the tunnels of the Underdark, and there's a bunch of people who clap as you go by. You're very impressive. But basically, the journey between Lightwater and New Spore City is not without hazards. There's a rock slide that nearly breaks Kira's leg when she ranged ahead. And there was it was when you went ahead of the party, and a purple worm rattled one of the tunnels beneath or adjacent to
I
where you
don't
are
like
now.
worms.
And you can hear it basically like you're standing on top of a subway that rumbles and
They make me
creates
crazy.
a rock slide.
Crazy. I was crazy once.
Aaron
They
had
left
an
me in a
unpleasant
padded room.
encounter with
I
some
died
fire
in that.
beetles that found their way under her sleeveless pirate shirt.
Wait,
on
what?
One of the days.
I'm sorry. Amy was like talking to herself and it distracted me. Can you take that one from the top?
Yeah, so you had an unpleasant encounter with some fire beetles that found their way under your sleeveless
Oh, that
pirate
sounds
shirt
bad.
at one point. It wasn't pleasant, but it wasn't
Just
too
based on the name
injurious.
Fire Beetles.
Yeah. Zev, you almost lost your little mouse buddy when it wandered off out of your tunic during one of the nights when you were asleep. And there was a scare that you weren't going to be able to find it, but it ended up being in the tunnel ahead after you broke camp and had given up looking.
That's actually another mouse. I just told him it was the same one.
I will kill you all in your sleep.
So how many days? How many
Scrabbles,
days
get
has
back,
it been?
Scrabbles, get back in the
I'll get
pouch.
there.
Oh, okay.
This is a different place. We don't like it here. You have to stay safe.
Scrabbles,
You have to stay safe.
Scrabble suddenly
Here.
forgot all the tricks I taught him. I don't
Pick some mushroom off our food. Oh God, that's horrible. Feeds a little mushroom down to Scrabbles.
Scrabbles is happy.
Stay safe.
If it is indeed Scrabble.
Scrabbles too is very happy.
Grease Wizard, you had a close call with a particularly pointy stalagmite when you took down your khakis to pop a squat one morning.
Okay.
But it's been 3 out of what Hannah says are probably the 5 days of travel between this area.
That's convenient because that's the amount of
3.
water we have.
Yeah,
3 more.
without major incident. That is until you reach a larger siding pathway, the largest of the tunnels you've encountered so far,
I have a bad feeling about this pathway.
that leads to the north. And you get your first hint of true darkness.
I rolled a
here
16.
in the
Do I
Underdark.
perceive anything?
Darkness.
Yeah.
Getting darker.
Kira, you're up in the front with Henna in the front of the party, and you signal for her to stop when you see this this siding. You've passed a lot of different tunnels already, but none of them had this kind of feel to them. And she starts backpedaling slowly when you make that motion to her. For all of you, when you see this, that Kira stops short as you're walking along the path, you all look over to the tunnel that she's inspecting, and the hair on your arm stands at attention, as if some great beast is breathing directly on your neck. And you can't see it or hear it, but something is down that side path, as sure as the sweat that's dripping down your skin. And the only real question is, do you go down there and face it head on, or do you try and sneak by and hope it doesn't catch your scent, and then always wonder if it's still behind you?
Kira passes pass without trace. Casts pass
I can see
without trace.
120 feet into the darkness. Did I still not see this thing?
No, you still can't see it.
Okay.
It's not directly there.
Let's just try to avoid it.
So first,
What's the worst that could happen?
first mark off 3 days worth of water. We're going to start
Check.
tracking water now.
I've been
So you're
tracking
down to
it.
2. You should be. We're not tracking rations while we're here. You packed a ton of those. So unless something happens where you lose your bags or something, you'll be okay with that. Sam, you maybe already marked down 3 humors that you gave to Clippy.
I did.
And you don't have to roll so long as you're alternating the tempers, right?
Right.
The only thing you should do is re-roll
Re-roll.
your necrotic die.
I got a 1 and a 2, so
Good.
Greasy's feeling good.
On the other thing is, it's 2 days to New Spore City, and you have 2 days worth of water left. So that could be part of your decision. If you do go up the path, you're going to have to consider rationing your water. And the way that works is if you use half water a day, you'd have to make rolls to see whether or not you suffer any exhaustion from it. Can anybody who would like to can roll a survival check?
19.
11.
My highest is a 14.
22.
Okay, Kira, it was a difficulty of 21 on the check.
19.
So,
The difficulty was 21.
yeah.
But still.
Despite the fact that you've been twisting around in the Underdark and sometimes crossing under or over yourself to go through these paths, you have the distinct impression that that path and where you are now, first of all, is not far from underneath the bandit camp. And you think that path leads toward Auntie Marlene's estate. And looking at the walls in this particular spot where it connects to the main path that you're on, this part is not a natural cavern. This part, at least, of that tunnel is carved out.
Shape earth, shape earth, shape earth, shape earth, shape earth.
Just start
Cover
stacking
it up.
earth.
Yep.
Fill it in,
How does
please.
that work? Does that stay there? Like you just move the earth?
Yeah.
And
Stays there for an hour.
Hold
And
on.
then it goes back where it was.
I don't think that's correct.
That is correct. You've cast that spell so many times.
Move a 5-foot cube of loose earth.
what's duration? Does it
Loose
have a duration or no?
It has
The duration is instantaneous.
Then it stays there.
That cannot be right. No, that cannot be right because we did this whole thing where he was like, I buried the thing. And then you were like, okay, but the spell only lasts an hour. So in an hour, all the dirt that you used to bury it is going to go back.
Well, if the duration's instantaneous, then it lasts.
Eva, I think that happened when you were asleep last time in your dreams.
She only fell asleep for like 1 second. I was watching
It's long enough to
because it was
dream.
amusing.
It's instantaneous.
Oh, if it says
I'm
instantaneous,
moving.
I
it
don't
stays there.
believe you. I think you have it written down wrong.
I don't because
I don't care that much.
So you're going to move some earth and try
to
to
try and
put something in front of the tunnel?
I'm
Yep.
actually, no, that's not right. That's incorrect. I just need you to know that it's wrong. We can go ahead and not follow the
It's
rules,
not.
but you need to know that's not how it goes.
give me a dungeon.
Where's the?
master.
Isn't it
called
in
Shape Earth?
Isn't
no,
it in
it's
Xanathar's?
Xanathar's.
What is it?
It's mold earth.
Mold earth.
Okay, wait. Well, mold earth might be different from shape earth.
It's the same spell. Like there's no shape earth or mold earth. It's
Are you sure?
I can make
Mine says instantaneous or 1 hour.
What
You
does
choose
that
a
mean?
portion
Thickens.
of dirt or stone that you can see within range and that fits within a 5-foot cube. This is mold earth. You manipulate it in one of the following ways. If you
Shapes.
target an area of loose earth, which I don't think we have down here, you can instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, and deposit it up to 5 feet away. This movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage. Or you cause shapes, colors, or both to appear on the dirt or stone, spelling
which
out words.
It
lasts an
stays.
hour.
Yeah, the if you move it, it stays. But if you make it into difficult terrain, that only lasts for an hour.
Okay, well, we definitely
Wait, hold on.
have
Eva?
had this
If you-
conversation before, and the opposite was the opinion. So
The only thing I see on the bottom, if you cast the spell multiple times, you can have no more than
Right.
2 of
You
its
can only move 10.
But
whatever.
you can only
No,
have 2
but-
active.
But that,
But if I'm moving the earth,
yeah, the earth stays moved if it's loose earth.
Okay.
I don't know how much
Yeah,
loose
there's
earth
not a
there
ton
is
of
in this
loose
tunnel.
because it's mostly stone.
We've had this debate
So,
before.
It's going to be hard to like block it up.
Yeah, I
but-
think we had this debate when we were being little beavers by the second temple.
I didn't have that spell then.
No?
Yeah, I think you got it when you got the extra cantrip. Anyway,
okay,
I don't think you're going to really be able to block the whole opening.
just most of it
It
would
won't
be cool.
like it won't be difficult.
Well, it
like
doesn't
it says
matter.
it won't be difficult terrain, but you can leave like a pile there. That's about what you can do. Which is what you did with that stalactite. I almost had that close call. Stalactite.
Andy left a pile.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All right. So is that it? Or are you going to move on along the?
Yeah, and we're going to be moving silently for the next hour, or at least unless someone rolls a 1
Okay.
or 2.
So you're just going to try and stealth away from the tunnel?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody can roll stealth checks and add 10 to your normal, whatever you would add.
23.
21.
18.
21.
Well, Zev has 20. Umu rolled a 1.
Okay.
Come on, buddy.
We leave Umu behind to the undead of Auntie Marlene.
I understand.
He is only level 2. 3.
All right.
Oh,
So you start, or you continue on your path toward New Spore City?
Da-da-da.
No, be quiet. Sorry.
That's fine.
Doobie-doo.
All right.
I was just walking. That's the sound when you walk into New Spore City. It's
That's it.
doo-doo-doo.
I was gonna say that's the sound you have to make when you cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh.
Doo-doo-doo.
All right, Kira. We didn't do it for the first 3 days, but as this day wraps up, go ahead and roll a survival check.
9.
Okay. So this time, as you're asleep, there was no great spot to kind of go off the main tunnel at all. So you just kind of ended up having to drop along the side of the wall, and kind of laid down in a straight line to make the least visible, from anything from far away. And while
So we're like stacked up head to feet.
yeah, maybe not touching each other or anything, but just a few feet apart from each other in a row. And Grease Wizard, I need you to roll a perception check.
18.
Okay, that was versus DC 18, just barely out of the corner of your eye as you're sort of messing around with the jar holding Clippy and kind of just. It seems to me like you would shake it back and forth from time to time just to see if you could wake him up. I don't know, so just kind of a noise going on.
I hate you guys.
You hear a similar noise that you're not sure if it's an echo of your jar or if it's something else.
I'm confused. Are
from
you
down
just
the
sitting
hallway.
around shaking your jar full of hairy gack?
You got to pass the time somehow. And you hear almost what at first you think is an echo, but then you stop shaking the jar and you hear it again. And there's a shadowy form that's creeping along the pathway behind you on the ceiling.
It's Gollum.
Oh. So I'm the only one that sees this, right?
You're the only one awake right now.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not into that. It's crawling towards us?
Mm-hmm.
How far
Mark
away?
this day down.
It's trying to sneak. It looks like it's about... Because it was after like a little crook, and it came around the corner of that crook is when you heard it first, and that's maybe 50 feet away from everybody.
Cool. Shatter.
Okay.
And that should wake everyone up because it makes them pop.
It will
Yeah,
make
that's a sucky
big
way to wake
noise.
up, but yeah.
All right, so everybody roll initiative, and Sam will get the surprise round shatter before we start the combat. All right, so anybody 20 or over?
I'm 21.
All right, what do I add to this thing? I gotta look it up in the book. I need the stat block.
Stat block.
Okay.
I'm just gonna come up with some jingles for some D&D things. He's gonna look through the Dungeons Master Guild.
I'm actually looking
the
at
Dungeon Master.
Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. We haven't fought very much out of here before.
Ooh.
Oh,
Sam, are you good?
So this thing's got a 24 on its initiative.
Darn it.
A what?
So who had over 20?
I had a 21.
All right. Anybody 15 to 19?
19 Umu, 15 Zev.
18 Arin.
18. Kira.
So hold on. So this is nighttime,
But I
so
think
I
your
should
dex
add
is
another thing to Clippy. Just by the
Yeah,
way.
you would have done another one by
Cool.
now.
Yeah.
Might have
I
even
rolled
been
an
what you had just
18
finished
and I'm
doing.
last in the order? Oh, wait, no.
No,
one of them.
Zev's
Zev
at
is behind
15.
me.
All right. So go ahead and your surprise round. I have to roll.
A Constitution save.
Okay. I got to put Henna in here. I rolled for her too. That's 16.
Matches.
So it makes. So it takes half damage.
But even on a surprise, shouldn't it be
Shouldn't it be
disadvantage?
a disadvantage?
No. You just get to go an extra time.
Oh, okay. That's fine. but I casted it out of the weapon of math destruction,
Okay.
therefore granting me... Oh, wait, no, hold on. No, if it's a save, I add 5 to the... let me pull it up.
You can add it to your own
Spell
stuff.
save DC.
Okay. So it fails.
Yeah. And that's a 5, a 5, and a 1.
So 11.
Mm-hmm.
Boom! You hear about 50 feet
Yeah,
away.
really.
Wakes
All
all
of
of
us
you up.
scream.
Which makes sense that you would be lower in the initiative than anything else. So this thing spider climbs across the ceiling, moves forward about... We can't do that because you saw it. You see it disappear, and you feel something bite into your neck.
Great.
And I need you to... How does that work? I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Is this magic?
Yes.
I have advantage.
Okay.
I just realized that, so I'm very excited. 13. That's a 13.
Nope.
Yeah.
No plus anything? For wisdom? You don't have any modifier?
Not
It's
for
charisma.
charisma.
Oh, charisma. Never mind.
I think he's a negative on charisma.
I think he got
Until
some item that
Clippy
balanced him
matures.
out.
So right now, you are... This thing disappeared, and something bit into your neck, and you don't have any control of your actions right now.
Great.
So you're going to turn around to that line of people who are behind you, who were your party members, and you feel this utter hatred toward all of them. And you're going to cast, may I see your spells, please?
That's my favorite one.
That's what you're casting. You're seeing everybody else's spells. Oh boy.
That's not... There's a couple... Well, I guess the ones that are not on there aren't like a spell attack.
But
Yeah,
he's
it's
still going to want to
attack.
save his spell slots, even in his befuddled state, right?
Yeah, I
Like
am.
the good ones.
Man, I don't have anything to shut you down without hurting you.
I do. Well, I have something to shut him down without killing him.
Yeah, you're just going to throw a good old-fashioned fireball.
Yeah, I figured.
Roll a d6 to see how close people are. That's how many of the party you can hit.
3.
Okay. All right. To see who gets hit here, let's let everybody in the party other than the grease wizard roll a d20, and the 3 lowest are going to get hit by this fireball.
Is
Henna's one of them because she rolled a 1.
16.
Zev 14, Umu 10.
7.
So
Umu, Henna,
Umu,
and
Henna,
gonna
and
die.
Kira.
Yeah, he's only got 22 hit points.
All right, so all of them
no.
need to make a dex save if you're getting hit. Henna's okay. That's like a 20.
12.
That's full damage for Umu.
Anyone under 16 gets
I
full
have-
damage.
Yeah, I guess that's full damage then.
Okay, so Kira and Umu take full and Henna half. How much is it? 8d6?
Yeah.
What spell is this?
Fireball.
Are you going
Oh.
to make me roll it?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll roll it. I'll do this.
Are you going to
So
make
here's
me
8.
and then immediately volunteers to do so?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I don't want to drop these in Mike's cup. Can you pass them over? I can barely hold them.
Oh man, that's a lot.
All right,
of
you did that
D6.
one to you. That was your own. This is
No,
your
no,
own
no,
fault.
no, no.
This. All right, let's see.
I see at least one.
Yeah, Umu's down.
Yeah. So that's 12.
I'm assuming this has interrupted
18.
our long rest.
Yeah.
24, 25 points of fire damage.
Umu's unconscious.
Henna takes 12.
Bummer. Maybe someone should send the
Malkovich
squirrel
was
over.
definitely next to her, so he's out. He's out cold. Thanks for listening to Date Night. I'm Will. If you want more date night, I wanted to let you know about our premium episodes that are available on Podbean or directly at datenightpodcast.com. If you go to our site and click the Behind the Screens tab, you can become a premium member and hear at least one extra episode every month. These episodes have alternate GMs, guest players, or the normal crew, but in situations outside the main campaign. It's only $2 a month or $20 for a yearly subscription, and it's a great way to support us and help us cover some of the costs of running the show. So again, click on the Behind the Screens tab over at datenightpodcast.com to learn more, or if you're a Podbean listener, you can subscribe directly from our Podbean feed in the mobile app or on the desktop site. Now, let's get back to the show. And with that,
Never
you
even
feel
saw it
a
coming.
release off the side of your neck. And you see it just for a second as you reach to grab it, and it was like this leech, and the leech disappears, and 30 feet away from you, over top of everyone else in the tunnel, the thing reappears.
That was 25 damage, by the way.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
how tall is this tunnel?
It's about 12 to 15 feet tall, depending where you are.
Same height as my vertical leap.
So, okay.
That's about right. All right, so that's the end of your turn, GW.
Oh, that was my turn.
Yeah, it took your turn.
Oh.
Umu, I need you to make a death save.
Natural 20.
Yeah,
Nice.
that counts as 2 successes. I'm not going to do that on fails. For if you crit fail, just going forward, and if anybody's listening, you're not going to lose 2 saves at the same time.
10-4.
Cool.
So that's a
Thank
house
you.
rule. Kira, you're next, though. I need you to roll a perception check, though, because this thing, you didn't see it teleport, and it's
19.
trying to stealth. You see it. It's directly above you.
And
So it's maybe 12 feet away from you.
I don't think I can technically reach it with my sword, son, so I have to shoot at it.
Okay. It has been hit.
13?
That does not hit.
I hit it the second time, though,
Okay.
because it's 18 plus 8.
Yeah, that hits.
8 plus 3, 11, plus 4. So 15.
All right. You sink an arrow into it, and basically what you can see as it's actually closer to you right now, it's this kind of creeping thing with a whole bunch of arms and claws on the end of the arms. It's got, best you can tell, 7 of them, which is kind of weird and gives you the impression that this is not a natural thing. And it's basically stuck up there to the wall and hunched as close as it can be to try and make itself a little bit smaller of a target. But it's up there, and it's hard to tell exactly what it's made out of here in the dark, because it seems like it is emanating some darkness around it. And Aaron, it's your turn.
Sounded like there was going to be something after that.
I pulled out Fresnel and turn him on towards creature thing.
Is that a bonus action or an action?
Bonus action.
Okay, it's on. Fresnel's glaring on top of this. Your little lantern buddy comes out, shines a beam directly on this guy.
It is bathed in
Up on
light,
the
and now
ceiling.
you have advantage.
It looks like it's pieces sewed together, like Anti-Meat Maker likes to do.
Oh,
And it's
no.
basically just an abdomen with arms on it.
Oh.
That's some Silent
Like a,
Hills.
like a people abdomen?
Yeah,
Oh, bummer.
and it's obviously not something out of Mordenkainen's, but I'm using a stat block. Okay.
Okay.
Aaron, it's your turn. It's probably 20 feet away from you and up on the ceiling 12 feet up.
There's not a lot I can do about that.
With your strength, you have a leap that's, I think, half your strength score in feet is how high you can jump up.
So that's 9.
Plus the length of your axe you get a lay of the land. You think you could like Air Jordan chop this thing?
That's what I'm gonna.
Parkour.
That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Okay, so tongue hanging
I
out.
just
arm
woke
leaves.
up.
But you
I just.
but you also have advantage.
Yeah, because it's lit up by
Okay.
Fresnel. So you get advantage on how many strikes?
Thank goodness.
Is it with Fresnel? Is
Darn.
it just the next one or
It says just the next attack.
I rolled
Okay.
a 7 and an 8.
Plus your
Plus my strength modifier,
And your
or
proficiency.
plus my
Proficiency.
axe.
your
strength and
It's your attack.
proficiency.
strength in it? Yeah, it's like a net regular attack.
So it's 8 plus whatever your
Okay,
plus
so
is.
15. No, 16.
That does hit.
See?
So you jump up in the air, legs spread apart, tongue wagging,
Oh no!
and chop into this thing with your axe.
For 15 points.
Whoa!
Nice.
One of the arms falls off and clatters onto the ground
How come it didn't do that
I
when
pick
hit
it up.
because you hit it with an arrow.
Oh.
I pick up the arm.
Okay, you have an arm.
Don't you have a second?
It's not. Is it moving? Is it still moving?
Mm-hmm. It's trying to slash at you.
With what?
It's got claws on the end, and it's trying to just grab.
Okay,
in your
well, I don't
direction.
believe it can do that because it's an arm.
Well, it's moving.
Okay, I understand that, but if
It's not-
it's an arm and I'm holding it out,
It's
it
not
can't
hitting you, but
like
it's
try and
trying to
scratch
reach
your
you.
elbow. Okay,
Its claws are moving and trying
That's fine.
to grab at you,
that's fine. I got it.
but it's not able to hit you. Do you want to do anything else?
Holding it the other way, dummy.
Okay.
I would like to. I don't know why I picked up this arm, but I feel really committed to this. Like this feels like the thing Arin would do in this moment.
Can
Well,
she
she does
use
have a
the arm
tendency.
as an improvised weapon and a ranged attack?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing.
You could. You're
Well-
proficient with improvised weapons.
Well, actually, what I was going to do is I wasn't going to like throw it. I was going to like jump and try to hit it like a
Okay.
pinata with its own
Stop
arm.
hitting yourself.
it's got like these long claws, like fused onto the end of the hand that look like they're from
Oh,
a
so
different
not people
creature.
claws.
Right. It's a people like a humanoid arm, but with some sort of animal claws on it.
So,
So
what do I
add-
roll for that?
Since you're proficient in improvised weapons from your tavern thing, you get to add the same as you would for your axe, I think.
Okay, I believe that would be a 20 then.
Yeah, that's going to hit. So you jump up again.
Maybe a 19, I don't know.
That still hits. And you slash at it with this thing's arm. This thing's arm does... First roll 1d8 plus 4. Were you at advantage on that attack?
Just the first.
Just the first
Oh,
one.
okay.
But
It had a different effect if you were at advantage.
Ah.
1d8 plus 4. Oh, it should be 1d8 plus your strength modifier, not 4.
That's not a D8.
this isn't a D8?
That's a D10.
No, it's a D10.
Oh.
Triangles.
Is this the D8?
Does it have 8 on it?
That's it.
That's a 1.
Plus your strength.
What's your strength?
Not plus my proficiency this time, though, right?
Right.
5.
So 6.
No, 5 total.
5 total. Okay. You jump up and slash at this thing with its own claws.
I'm going to just say again, Arin just woke up. I don't even know.
Henna goes over to Malkovich and casts Cure Wounds on him to bring him back up. And that's going to be her action.
You know.
It's her little boy.
I know.
And Zev.
Okay, I'm going to do Eldritch Blast, both charges into what's-his-face.
Okay.
Do we have a name for this thing?
16 plus, it's like a 23.
That hits.
Abomination.
So
Affront to God.
5. I don't add anything to this spell. Okay. I
Not
think I've
unless
asked
you
that
have
before.
agonizing.
It's going to be 7 plus 7, 14.
That hits.
Okay, for 4 damage.
Okay, 2 purplish Eldritch Blasts smash up into this thing onto the ceiling.
It's the most unintimidating sound you could pick for that.
Let's see something. All right. It directly under it are Kira and Arin, so it's back around to this thing's turn. And it's going to cast Flurry of Claws and make 6 claw attacks against Kira.
Yes.
I need some mushrooms.
Feel free to pick him off his corpse.
And just smash one into his mouth. Oh, that's a lot of dice.
Ooh, boy.
I'm clutching at the
It's
good
one
berries.
crit miss, one crit hit, and what I'm guessing are 4 other regular hits. Yeah.
You
'cause-
say 4?
Yeah, because 23 hits. So, other than the crit miss, they all hit.
I thought you said.
There's one crit hit,
Oh, there's 6.
4.
Does this mean
regular
it is
hits.
now jumping off the ceiling at me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, so it's going to be on the ground. Fantastic. I can do much more damage with my sword.
2. So the regular attacks deal 37 damage. And the critical,
Question I don't want to bring up.
What happens if Kira dies right now?
14.
Oh, no.
So that's like 50 points of damage.
Again,
How
question I
much
don't
health
want.
do you have?
35.
Okay, so long
That's
as it
what I'm
doesn't
starting
double
at.
your health.
I'm starting at 10.
As long as it... Huh?
Starting at 10.
I have
She
35
had
total, but
10
I'm at
points
10
of
hit
health
points.
left.
We've
So
we've
she
had
wrote
long
negative
rests for like
20.
3
No,
or 4
it hit
days
me.
now.
He hit me.
Yeah.
Oh, he.
I am
hit
at
you.
10 hit points because I got fireballed.
Okay.
I
All
think
right,
this
so
might
it's
kill me.
No, its normal hits are going to knock you unconscious,
Yes.
and then it's going to hit you with the crit.
How much
which
was
is
the crit?
going to make you fail your first death saving throw.
Yes.
Yeah, she has like negative 20 something written down
Plus
here.
the
That's
crit.
bad.
So you failed your first death save,
Okay.
and you're unconscious. If you would have had instant death, I would give you a failed death save. I don't do like an insta death
Okay.
unless it's a spell like Power Word Kill.
That's a spell.
Yeah,
Yes.
9th level.
yeah.
Right.
And the thing is going to try and
no.
run up the sidewall and to the ceiling. Aaron, it's next to you, so you would have an attack of opportunity against
I would
it.
like to attack it with opportunity.
Okay. With its arm or with your axe?
I'm dual wielding them right now, right?
Kind of. You kind of have to hold the arm against the axe, and it clasps on also as you swing.
You're all helping together.
If you want to swing the axe, because you need 2
Yeah,
hands
I
for
think
it.
I'm going to use the axe.
Okay.
19 plus
Yes.
That's a
8.
hit.
That way hits.
Okay. For a sweet 8 points of damage.
Okay, you hit it, and it runs up back onto the ceiling and starts running back down the hallway that it came from. It gets about 40 feet, which means it's about 30 feet in front of the grease wizard or so.
Oh boy, you know
It's
I'm
your
gonna
turn.
fireball this.
Okay, so I roll a dex. That passes 16 plus
Yeah,
7,
that passed.
23.
Yeah, but
So he takes half.
but you said the whole chamber is 15 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
and the fireball is 20 feet around.
He still gets to try to save and scurry around and play hot foot in the fire.
Okay, you don't think that would make disadvantage happen?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But I did cast the other thing through the weapon of math destruction. So 16 plus 5 is 21.
Still not high enough. Nope,
that's
23. Do you have any charges on that left?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't used it in a while. It's been a bunch of days.
He still passes.
Okay, well,
Those are
Alright.
good numbers.
yeah, so that's
Oh, boy.
10, 20,
31.
31.
Half to 15.
15?
Aye.
All right, yeah. You watch this thing is kind of going arm over arm, because that's what it has, along the ceiling. The fireball hits it. It looks like it just kind of turns into... It like shrinks up like a spider that's about to get squished or got sprayed with something, and it just onto the ground with a splatter.
All right, well, sorry I
And-
hit you, friends.
Umu, it's your turn. So make a death save, please. We're still in turn-based. Until,
18.
Okay, you're stable. Kira, make a death save, please.
12.
Okay, that's a pass. Aaron, it's your turn.
Is there any way I can help either of them?
You could try to
bears.
stabilize Kira by rolling a medicine check.
I would like to try to stabilize Kira by running.
Okay, so roll
doing
a
that thing.
D20 and add your medicine bonus.
5.
No, you're putting it in her ears.
I just start smacking her on the face, going, "Wake up! Wake up!"
And you deal 2 points of damage, and then Kira dies.
Hannah comes over and casts Cure Wounds on Kira. That does... Plus what?
Does that heal me from my negative or from,
From
0?
zero.
From 0. You're back up.
3 healing. She only has first level. So you're at 3 health. Zeb's turn.
Zev just...
Well, Umu's stable.
Yeah, Umu's
and
stable.
Malkovich is up. So if Umu lays there an hour, he'll get back to 1 health. Or somebody... I'll go over with Hannah.
We let Umu lay there an hour.
I gently kick Umu's arm to see if he'll react.
And he fails the death. No.
Hannah heals you for 3 also.
Oh, boy.
Umu's up to 3. Okay.
All right, well... I
Anybody
think-
else want to do any healing before you try to go back to sleep?
Do you still have that little weird medicine deer thing?
The healing spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like medicine deer.
Yes, I do.
That might be a good idea before we go back to sleep, just in case like a slug comes out
Wait,
of
but
nowhere.
are we? No, we're gonna do a long rest. You'll be fine.
Yeah, until something else comes out, and
It's
then
not
we
gonna.
die
Another
again.
thing isn't gonna come tonight.
Okay, Kira
Yeah.
sits up. What happened? What's going on? I have no idea what's going on.
I don't either.
You both died. Sorry I hit you.
The thing is
It's kind
dead.
of my fault. Yeah, I killed it. Don't worry.
You almost killed me.
I think I'm still
Not my
holding
bloody
its
fault.
arm.
It was this leech. Oh, and there's a leech on my neck.
Am I still holding its arm?
Umu
Yeah,
realizes
you've got its arm.
Umu realizes most of the mushrooms on his front are gone, so he's going to cast good shroom.
Okay. Get him back.
I don't
eat my
want to
two berries.
just.
The arm isn't moving anymore
Oh,
after he hit
okay.
it with that fireball, by the way.
Okay, good. I was like, I don't know how to like tie it up because I don't want to just leave it.
No, it stopped moving
Yeah,
when the thing got blasted.
I'm gonna just yeet it as far as I can down into the cavern.
Okay. And just chuck it back toward the rest of the thing's body.
Yeah.
Thank you
If we
for
can call it
translating
its
that for
body.
Yes.
Okay.
people born before 1990.
For everyone else.
Are you casting Dr. Quinn Medicine Deer? Okay. So the deer's out, and people.
Everybody
it
walk in
lasts
a
a
circle.
minute, right? So as long as everybody walks up and pets the deer, you can get back up to how many? 10 times whatever
10
that is.
turns.
1d6.
10d6 healing. So
I
you
didn't
want to
get
roll
hit.
that, Kira? You got all the d6s.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Did I get hit by this one? I don't remember.
I don't
I
think
don't
you
think
did.
I did. I just think I forgot to write down our
Pretty
last
much the
long rest.
fireball and the flurry of claws was all that happened. Do you need another one?
Yes, I do.
Unfortunately,
got.
they were both on Kira.
43. I beat your calculator. Ha!
Yay.
And I started late. And so you take 43 points of healing if you needed any, which puts Henna and Malkovich definitely back to full.
Umu's back to full.
All right, so you want to try and finish your long rest?
Yes, please.
All right.
Get your spell
Kira
slots
is
back?
quietly rocking
Yeah,
in
you
the corner.
burned one of your third level
Yeah.
slots.
She had a
I-
near-death
and I burned the other
experience.
one.
She started
Literally.
to walk towards the light.
I used a first level to cast shrooms.
Okay, so we get a full rest after that.
You did. I just rolled.
Okay.
So you got a long rest. You're about a day away from making it to.
So
New
that's another
Spore
day
City.
of water to mark out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're 4 out of 5 at this point.
All right, but you in the next day of travel, Kira, roll a survival check.
Shouldn't the dark elf that we got to guide us specifically be doing these?
She should be able to give you
14.
advantage if you ask her about like the trail and stuff. So you can roll an
I
advantage.
ask her.
Okay. She can assist you.
14.
Yeah, so that's way over the encounter. So you make it to
So there
New
was an
Spore
encounter.
City.
Kira's rocking in the corner again.
Where dreams are made of.
Get out New Spore City's description.
Okay, so we made it.
I got scared there for a second because we just I just texted you the other day that Zeke wanted to make Umu's kid, and is like, make a death state. Fuck.
So New Spore City.
Umu can't die. I didn't think I would like him, but I'm starting to get kind of attached to him.
This is the place Umu's been looking for.
I grow on you just like a fungus.
Never mind. Never mind.
I don't have Kalman. I can't do my Kalman line. Okay. New Spore City isn't as impressive as Parmelia, which was the city that some of you went to. Aaron, GW, and Kira would have been there. That was the one with the Usine, where you met the lizard guy who wanted to dye his cloak, but he was colorblind.
I remember that
I don't
one.
know if you remember that.
Yeah.
And they were having a big psychedelic party that one night. It's the capital basically of Spories on Lamoche. And Spories are any type of mushroom people, obviously.
Do I see any amanitas?
Yeah, there are actually Usine, Amanitas, and another large mushroom people that are 4.5 feet tall called Myoconids that populate it.
So I
Kira
guess.
burst into tears.
Oh no.
So it's
All right.
I rolled a
So
one.
I
it's all
guess
mushroom
nothing
people,
in
basically.
this city is accessible to me. I would assume.
There's plenty of mushrooms. I think Aaron
No,
vegan,
I mean,
you know?
I wouldn't be able to get inside the buildings if the largest people they're built for are 4 feet tall.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
The buildings are big, but the doorways are small. That's for sure.
So I have something that I want to do.
Okay.
So, so how is it divided? Are there is there an Amanita section, or is there just a bunch of?
Rolla. I guess this is
Are you thinking
investigation.
the same thing I was thinking?
Looks like produce at Whole Foods.
10.
It's basically what you can see as you're approaching the city. You're not quite in it yet. Is it just looks like huge, towering buildings that are actually built out of mushrooms, like you saw in Parmelia. But most of these are growing down from the ceiling, so you actually see there's a lot of ropes and things hanging from them, and people can, because these creatures can't go in the reverse of gravity. But the mushrooms are growing down from the bottom of the ceiling for the most part. So some of them reach all the way to the ground so that you could have access into them, and others have ladders hanging from them.
But the ladders have got to be tiny, right?
Yeah,
Again.
they're
You
pretty.
were saying?
They're but those aren't going to the main buildings. The largest buildings in town reach all the way to the floor. This is a big chamber, but there are places where the ceiling is lower, as low again as 12 or 15 feet, but then there are other places where it stretches up 50 or 60 feet, and some buildings span that whole thing. As you get closer to the city, you can see the different mushroom people scurrying around, but you don't hear any chatter of anybody talking to each other. And as you get close, you see kind of this psychedelic almost glow from this dark light that's basically...
Did you just say
and
dark
the-
light?
Yeah, it's like a purplish color, and there's all these lanterns that are hanging from the ceiling also that have whatever this is in them that makes these different things light up this way. And when you look beside you at the grease wizard, he's just lit up like his own lantern
Oh.
because he's been delivering humors quite often to Clippy.
Yeah, that's why.
And that's what you see.
I'm pretty sure Umu would be kind of lit up too, because he kind of just does.
You've got the mushrooms on you
Yeah.
who are actually like
I've been
responding.
ejecting spores out of my back.
Yeah. You can see like this cloud around.
Does Umu vape?
Yes.
I think Umu is the first invention of vaping.
Entering from the west after following a 5-day trek from Lightwater is a return to in almost familiar, damp, and glowing atmosphere. Though unlike Lightwater, New Spore City is lit by a dark purple glow instead of a radiant one, which makes a spectacle of neon colors throughout its reaches.
I'm into it.
We got a lot farther than I thought we were going to get. That's about as far as I thought we were going to get all night. You guys did good on your sneaky sneaks and survival checks.
And Kira has an anxiety disorder now, and she'll never sleep again. Thanks for sharing our date night with us and exploring a whole new world together. We'll see you again next week. Until then, keep in touch by following us on Twitter at D8Night Podcast or visiting D8nightpodcast.com.